put the adulteress tag on my forehead, I will wear it with pride. She said she doesn't care whether you people tag her adult. She will wear it here at forehead, so people will be seeing that she. And coming to Daddy Freeze, hello PTs, welcome back. So today I want to talk about this Daddy Freeze and his wife. Just learn some things. People that want to learn, let's just learn some things. And women cannot be living like this in our country. It's not possible. For the man to come and start requesting for 5 million from Daddy Freeze is, for me, doesn't really make sense. And if you are there, say some certain things, try to get the facts before you start, persecuting whosoever you want to do that. You are free to do that, but I would advise you to just get some facts. The woman, she came out and she now, explained everything. And she's not explaining everything because of what two people think. It's just to clarify things, okay? She doesn't care what people are saying. And she doesn't mind if you say whatever thing you say. It's not her business. But her business is just to clarify one thing people are saying. That thing is what caused problem between her and her ex-husband. They say it's SES, that caused the problem. The way the man is doing it, it's not the way she wants to do it. So they have different, two of them have different, perspective when it comes to that. That's why she decided to leave the man. And she said she did not know who Daddy Freeze before she divorced her husband. That if the man said because of Daddy Freeze that made the woman to divorce her husband, he should bring evidence. He should bring proofs. Because of Daddy Freeze, or Daddy Freeze asked the woman to do that, or she has been dating Daddy Freeze. That's why she decided to leave her ex-husband. Now, one thing again, if the case, like what she said, takes our country 10 years for them to dissolve the marriage. Now, in this country I am, when you want to divorce your partner, it takes only 1 year. Do you know why that 1 year? They just give that 1 year to see whether you can change your mind, or to see whether another person can change their mind, because sometimes little things can make somebody to say I want to. Not really the person wants to do that, but because of the circumstances or what is happening at that moment will make the person go through that. So they give 1 year to see whether you can be able to change your mind. After 1 year, they will just go ahead and divorce you guys. So I don't know why it's taking 10 years or more for our country to divorce partners. And this particular person, do you want her to stay 10 years without doing anything, without having any man, without doing anything, and be waiting for the divorce people to come out before she would not continue? The person that said she doesn't want, look at her reasons, look at why she doesn't want, and just want her to stay 10 years. And if the woman did not stay 10 years, they will tag the woman as that she's committing adultery. What about the man? What about the man that said he wants to divorce a woman today? In next month, you will hear that man is getting married. Do we talk about that? Nobody in that country will see it as a bad thing. But if a woman wants to divorce and the divorce paper is not out, and she decided to remarry or to have a friend, they will tag her that she is committing adultery. It's high time that all these their laws will change. Like what she said she doesn't care whether you people tag her adultery. She will wear it here at forehead, so people will be seeing that she. And coming to Daddy Freeze did not do anything wrong. Daddy Freeze did not do anything wrong. As far as this woman had divorced her husband and decided to marry Daddy Freeze, both of them not do anything wrong. Instead of you, and she was saying domestic violence, instead of you to be there and die in marriage, let me just say the truth. If the person said because of the children they will be there and died, after they buried her, they will not even bury her. The husband will start looking for this outside chick. There he will just marry. Give a man 2 weeks to forget you. So instead of you to die in that marriage, take a leave. Take a leave. I am not saying to separate. I'm not saying to divorce. If you separate for some months and the man is not showing any care and maybe come back together and the man start beating you and all this domestic violence, please be alive and train those children and train your kids the way you do. No matter how close you and that 1 out of 100. We don't understand. Some of you to die. Live long to train those kids. So, that the freeze, they charge him, they do this, they do that. Nothing concern that man, oh. Nothing concern him, oh. If the man was dating the woman, when the woman still in her husband's house, that's when you people are talking, I will listen and say, oh, as far as this woman has divorced her husband and stay some, I don't know whether it's some years or months before coming across that the freeze, both of them did not do anything wrong. And I'm not supporting divorce. Please don't get me wrong. I am not supporting divorce, but I'm against domestic violence. In a marriage where they have domestic violence, anybody, all of them should find their levels. How many people have died? Let me cover. I don't want people to hear. Please don't tell people, and they'll be dying. Some people that have run mental. Some people, they are depressed today because of marriage. Is it supposed to be so? Bible said marriage is a good thing. It's an institution made by God, and it's supposed to be beautiful, not to be sour, to be violent. Let me just allow you guys to listen to her a little bit and hear her own side of story. Bye. See you all in my next video. Bye-bye.
There's a saying in my village that goes, if a child says the mother will not sleep, right? That child also will not sleep. Okay, yeah, so you can hear me. Good. Now, I'm not here to explain anything to anyone, but I am here because I think I owe it to the number of women that I have encouraged over the past few years to come out of toxic marriages. I think I owe it to them to know that they should never, ever keep silent when they feel they are being bullied. When they feel that they don't have a voice. There are so many women I have helped to come out of toxic marriages, just like I have done mine. And there are so many out there that are too afraid to come out because they see the comments like, oh, taste buds, she's an adulteress. I am doing it for them. I'm not doing it for me. You can put the adulteress tag on my forehead, right? If divorcing my ex 12 years ago and starting a relationship before the end of my 10-year divorce lawsuit makes me an adulteress, I am going to wear that tag like a crown with pride on my forehead. For every woman going through a divorce that believes that because our judicial system takes 10 years to 12 years and even more to issue a divorce certificate. If those women believe that because they are going through a 10-year divorce, a 12-year divorce, they don't have the right to find love. They don't have the right to move on with their lives. I am doing it for those women. If you put the adulteress tag on my forehead, I will wear it with pride. I divorced my ex 12 years ago. I filed for the divorce. So if they're trying to change the narrative to make it look like I was caught in an adultery and he divorced me, that is not the case. I filed for a divorce from my ex based on our sexual differences, our sexual orientation. We have different sexual orientations. That is the story. That is the story that can never, ever change. No matter how they try to disguise it. I filed. And I remember quite clearly in court, my lawyer asked them if they have any evidence whatsoever to show that I knew who Daddy Freeze was, or Daddy Freeze knew who I was before 2012. They should bring the evidence forward. Up until today, no singular evidence to show that I knew who Daddy Freeze was before I filed for a divorce. So I filed for a divorce on the grounds of different sexual orientation. That was why I filed. Toxic marriage, battery, those were the grounds on which I filed. That is in my court documents, and it can never change. And should they have any evidence contrary to that, we are currently in the Supreme Court, so they should bring all the evidence to the Supreme Court. Like I said, I am not here to explain anything to anyone other than the fact that the adultery tag on my forehead is not the reason why I filed for a divorce. I filed for a divorce. I filed from my ex based on different sexual orientation. He's still alive. He has messages. There are evidence. There are letters. At any point in time, the Supreme Court can subpoena MTN. Oh yes, they can subpoena MTN and bring forward text messages. If need be, that can be done in court. So, I am not worried about all those things, but I am more concerned about women that think that because they are going through divorce. It's like saying presently, if you, Eduche, should date, should decide that she wants to start dating, she is committing adultery. Right? Legally, they will say, Eduche is committing adultery because her divorce is not yet final. But is she still practically married to you? The answer is no, they are not, right? So any woman that files for a divorce and decides to start dating is an adulteress. But any man that files for a divorce can go ahead and remarry even before that divorce is finalized. Men can remarry even without filing for a divorce from their ex-wives. Men can remarry even without asking permission from their wives. But women cannot date after filing for a divorce. That is the country we live in. And that is why I am doing this live. You see, this narrative has to change. This narrative has to change. Women are not slaves. When a woman files for a divorce from a man, she's no longer married to that man, and the divorce is taking years to happen. If that woman should find love, she has every right to be happy in that relationship. And if that comes with a price tag of being called an adulteress, wear the adulteress tag with a crown. Wear it boldly with a crown. I'd rather be called an adulteress for filing for a divorce, moving on with my life as a single woman and dating, than to be in a marriage where I am cheating. We have so many married women out there that are in their marriages, but they are dating. They are in their marriages, they are having affairs, they are in their marriages, they are bringing children that do not belong to their husbands into the marriage. But guess what? They are married. It is called Lagos marriage, Abuja marriage, marriage of understanding. The man has his side chicks, the woman has her boyfriend, but they are married. I would rather, as a woman, stay 100% faithful to my husband. And the moment I feel the marriage is over, I will file for a divorce and move on with my life. And if moving on with my life after filing for a divorce gives me the tag adulteress, I will wear it with a crown. My ex is listening to this. If I were so bad, if I was such an adulteress, it is 12 years since I left you. Can you leave me and my new husband? Let us have peace. You've been going about crying for the past 12 years. They stole your wife. They stole your wife. Making me look like a commodity, like a piece of furniture that has no voice. I am a human being. I am a woman. I have a voice. I am not a piece of furniture for any man to steal, to carry, to lift. This has been going on for 12 years. They stole your wife. They stole your wife. We are presently in the Supreme Court. We moved from the court, High Court, to the Court of Appeal, and as at last month, we moved the case to the Supreme Court. Until we get justice, we are not resting on this matter. So why don't you exercise patience, be a man, and wait for the judgment from the Supreme Court instead of going to meet tabloids that have no credibility, if you ask me. That is why Arise will not carry that information. That is a reputable news publishing firm. They wouldn't carry your story. So please, we are in the Supreme Court. Can you please exercise patience and allow the Supreme Court to give its final verdict? And for all you women coming to my page to troll me, trolls don't bother me. They have never bothered me. The only thing, people that know me, they know me, I'm a workaholic. Right from my Port Harcourt days when I was the MD CEO of Victachi Foods Nigeria Limited. I work round the clock. When this thing happened even yesterday, right, I was in the event center where we were catering for one of our corporate clients. For the past 3 days, I haven't really slept. We've been cooking back to back parties, one party after another party, right? That is what puts food on my table. Not all this. All this don't put food on my table. You're spending your data to come and troll me. It doesn't change anything. I'm in a happy place. I am in a happy place. Daddy Freeze makes me happy. He has given to me what I could not get with my ex. He's helping me raise children that are not his. When my ex refused to pay his children's school fees, he refused to send feeding money, no accommodation. For the past 12 years, I have been feeding my children, clothing them, sending them to school, caring for them, unassisted. Why? Because I asked for joint custody. I have always preached this in a divorce situation. Couples divorcing should please understand the importance of joint custody. Can I help you? What? I'm not with my glasses. I can't see him. Bring my glasses, please. So, I asked for joint custody. My ex asked for sole custody. That's where all this problem is coming from. Why would you ask for sole custody? You are telling me you have a sister that is mature enough, a sister you trust to raise my children. So I shall hand over my children that were 10-year-olds, 8-year-olds, and I think 6-year-old to your sister to raise, right? So that is where all of this is starting from, while I wanted joint custody. So now, listen, if you're a woman out there or you're a man out there and you're currently